I'm sorry.
Mika, Joe mentioned in trying to link things, the issue of pornography, pornographic videos. Let's get to the ad.
Okay,
because this is pornography. Which
the NRA has released a new ad that brings the president's daughters into the debate over guns in America.
Are the president's kids more important than yours? Then why is he skeptical about putting armed security in our schools when his kids are protected by armed guards at their school? Mr. Obama demands the wealthy pay their fair share of taxes, but he's just another elitist hypocrite when it comes to a fair share of security. Protection for their kids and gun-free zones for ours.
That's a real ad.
Yeah. That, my friends, is political pornography.
That's one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Joe,
what's wrong with these people, Mika? What's wrong with these people? You have children that had no say in the decision on whether their father was going to step forward to be president of the United States, to run for president, one of the most bone-crushing, sacrificing things any husband or wife can do to their family. And the second they make that decision, their children and their entire family have targets on their backs. And the NRA is putting something out like, what's wrong with these people? Putting out apps that 4-year-olds can play on the anniversary of the Newtown murders, and now putting out an ad talking about the president's daughters?
They are out of step, out of the mainstream, totally out of sync with what's going on in our society. And quite frankly, after seeing that, I think some of the people who run that thing are sick. I really do. I think they are sick in the head. And I'm serious. I'm embarrassed right now. I'm embarrassed for our country that we have a section of society, the NRA, which should have a voice, certainly trying to protect a constitutional amendment. I understand that. And there's a really legitimate debate there. They just took it. They just brought it down to the lowest, most base level. I don't even want to. I don't even. It's now cringe.
Well, they need new leadership is what they need. Their leadership has dragged them over the cliff. They are now a fringe organization with millions of mainstream Americans hunting, guys and women that love to hunt.
Yeah. You should be embarrassed to be a part of the NRA at this point.
Protect their families, and what the NRA once was, it no longer is. This extremism is so frightening, and just over the line.
No.
Well, I think this helps us understand why we are where we are right now with regard to policies in our country, because this is the kind of ad that we can anticipate for the next several months as the president announces the kinds of policies that he's going to announce today, which I think will be holistic, not just addressing guns, but a whole range of issues. But because of this kind of ad, because someone would go to this level, people are scared to take on this issue as a policy matter. And that's what's going to infiltrate the debate. Those are the kinds of visits members of Congress are going to get. And that's why people have been scared to take on this issue, even when we've had tragedy after tragedy after tragedy in our communities around the country. And the American people have to be prepared for that and make a decision, what kind of country do we want to live in, and the message that they want to convey to their policymakers about the kinds of laws and the kinds of policies that we're going to have.
You know what? I was okay. I was even going to try and understand the people running to gun shops and loading up on these high-capacity weapons, assault weapons and magazines. I was willing to, understand this debate and understand their fear of laws changing and try and discuss it on the show. But after seeing that, honestly, I'm done. They're done. This ad is the final straw.
It can't be a real ad.
It can't be.
Mike, it can't be a real ad, Mike. That's an SNL ad, right?
Unfortunately,
that's some sick person who did it at home.
Has the NRA come out and said that's their ad?
Go ahead, Mike.
It's their ad. Unfortunately, it is a real ad. But people going to gun stores and buying guns today or yesterday, they didn't make the ad. The National Rifle Association made the ad, and in making the ad, they put the president's children, and by the way, your children, right into the jackpot. So let's take a look at it again.
Oh, great.
Are the president's kids more important than yours? Then why is he skeptical about putting armed security in our schools when his kids are protected by armed guards at their school? Mr. Obama demands the wealthy pay their fair share of taxes, but he's just another elitist hypocrite when it comes to a fair share of security. Protection for their kids and gun-free zones for ours.
You still cannot believe that that's real.
Yeah.
You cannot. It's almost unfathomable.
Is it? Right. I gotta watch. I just.
I don't believe it.
Vulgar.
No.
Pretty stunning.
It's just disgusting people.
Right. And
it's
we have
vulgar. It's not even. It just gets to a point where it's below human decency.
It's
yes.
evil.
All right, Mika.
Yeah.
Hey, Mika, let's just. I'm looking forward to a statement from the NRA on this ad and their app. And all, I mean, what? This is how they mark the anniversary of Newtown. A month later, I've never seen an organization as out of touch and extreme with Middle America as this one. And those numbers we saw yesterday, Mika, where their approval rating's upside down, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. The NRA's worst enemy could not be doing the damage to this once respected mainstream organization that, as Wayne LaPierre is every single day.
I'm terrified. Coming up, former White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs joins us on set. NBC News political director Chuck Todd, BuzzFeed's editor-in-chief Ben Smith, and the Today Show's Hoda Kotb. Up next, Jim Vandehei with the top stories in the Politico playbook. But first, Bill Cairns with a check on the forecast. Bill.
Hey, Mika, I'm hearing numerous reports of this nightmare morning commutes anywhere from Boston down to outside of New York City. This is Worcester, Massachusetts. I've already heard that the schools in Worcester are canceled for the day. Many areas of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island and northern Jersey looking at either delays or cancellations at all your children's schools. Now, here's how the radar looks. This isn't even a major snowstorm. I doubt anyone's going to see 6 inches of snow, but the timing of it was just horrible. Starting in the overnight, it really intense right now over areas of Rhode Island to Boston. It has been intense in Connecticut. It'll actually lighten up as the day goes on, but the timing for the morning commute, really bad. The plows are trying to keep up with it, but even though it's only 3 to 4 or 5 inches of snow, it's coming down at a pretty good clip. And down along the Connecticut coast, southern Rhode Island, and around New York City, the sleet's been nasty. About a ½ inch of sleet making the sidewalks and roads very, very dangerous. So far, the airport's no delays. This map in an hour from now will look a lot worse. Trust me on that as the flights get up and going. The forecast today will be above freezing in the big cities, so we're not worried about the roads late today. Going home will be a lot easier. And also, if you're traveling down around Atlanta today, a lot of heavy rain down there this afternoon with also possible airport delays. But once again, a really nasty, probably one of the worst travel mornings of the winter season in southern New England. You're watching Morning Joe, brewed by Starbucks.